Hi lovers, hi, how are you guys doing? Hilma Daniel here. Welcome to my channel. If you're bumping into us for the very first time, please do subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for your continuous support. Welcome guys, welcome so much. We appreciate you guys name. There's a video that I promised you guys last week or last of last week, I can't remember. There's a day that I was talking about something, and then I spoke about men that I came with in a taxi, and it raised a topic that I need to discuss with you guys. So there was this other guy that there was this other day that I was coming from work. I've been taking taxis for like 2 years something now. 2 years, not 2 years something, 2 years. Yeah, I want to believe 2 years or 1 year something. I don't know. Okay, so most of the time when I'm with these guys, we know we talk to one another. Okay, so so I didn't move anything. Okay, so I'm in a cab and we are talking. We are having a discussion about churches, and then I brought in a man. If you remember, there was a video that I made on their monitoring my life. There was a guy that hanged himself, and there's a church story there. So we were speaking about this women, taking guys to churches, and then these things happening. Watch a video, and then the guy came out to say, you women, I don't know what you want. And I want us to discuss, and I want to put in my 2 cents after I tell this guy's story. So it's like, I don't know what you guys want. I had a sister of mine. She had a guy, and they have two kids. The guy was working, and then he lost his jobs. Now my sister was left with 2 children. Now because my sister is a teacher. So my sister's kid's father lost his job. So my sister dumps the guy, and then he started dating this other guy. The guy turned out to be married, and and she only found out later that the guy's married. He went to his family, and she was left. The guy left him. This guy, on the other hand, managed to get a better job later. He bought a very beautiful Baki car. He bought a house in Windhoek, like in one of the towns, and he built his mother's house, and he got a different lady, and he got married now. But at that moment, my sister, when he saw the guy doing good, he wanted to go back to the guy. And when the guy was left by my sister, the guy came to me. And when he got married, he invited me to his wedding. I went because, he said to me that, you are my bra. I like you, because you have been there for me. When the sister left the guy, he's saying that that guy came to the brother, crying, crying. But the sister didn't want to take him back. Now this guy is saying, now my sister is just there, confused, just running around with churches. And she has 2 kids. She's left with 2 kids. Now she wants to punish the kids not to go to the father. And I'm like telling her that don't make that mistake. If you make that mistake, when the father loves the kids and the father is supporting the kids, the father will stop supporting the kids if you don't want the kids to go. And it's not nice. So don't make that mistake. This conversation triggered something in me. Just that day. And then one day also I came with the same guy, and he was not the same guy, different guy, and he was telling me a similar thing. Now, me speaking to a lot of men, I want to understand that most of us women now, we are saying men are not serious with us, but having conversation with men in Texas, because I really try my level best to talk to these guys, but it looks like men have an impression on their side that we don't love them, we just want money. That's why most of the guys are not taking us serious. When I speak to these guys about the real love, it's like that they're saying, it's like they don't believe it exists anymore, because they think us women are just after money. And in a way, I want to, say maybe we are messing things up also on our side, because if men wants to love us, but we are only loving them for as long as they are able to provide, we are only offering them, it's like nothing must happen to them. We are not saying we must fall in love with men that are unable to provide, but we're saying, should men now fall, should life happens to them, are they not worthy of love anymore? You know, let me come in to advise you guys. Let me come in to advise you and give you a little bit of advice. Okay, dear ladies, let me advise you, and I'm advising you from the bottom of my heart. You are working, you meet your guy, he's working, and then he's a good person. I need to underline that statement. He is a good man and he loves you, and you guys are happy. You know, if your man loses his job, it's not human for you to leave him. I'm giving you an innocent advice from the very, very bottom of my heart. It's not human for you to leave him. I need you to go in his shoes. If you are to lose your job and your man is working and then he drops you, how are you going to feel? Let us be human. I don't want to talk about status. I'm talking about, don't do to others what you wouldn't want done to you. And let us be human enough. You meet, you are working, you have a job, and your partner loses his job. I don't think it is wise for you to drop the other one. But I think we want to make it a norm. Why do I strongly believe? Because I've been in a situation when my husband lost his job the first time. We were dating. But you could tell from his side, he had it at the back of the mind that now that I don't have a job, you know, I think he waited for me to dump him. Now that I don't have a job. And also you should see in our society, you know, but you cannot want me to leave somebody who is not treating me bad just because they lost a job. If I am leaving, and I'm talking about that time we were so in our honeymoon stage, if you are telling me to drop somebody because he does not have a job, tell me to drop somebody who is mistreating me. If somebody is mistreating you, however, let me advise you, drop them. If somebody is mistreating you, if they start mistreating you, however, drop them. But if they're not mistreating you, you know, I don't see the need. I don't see the need of you dropping them. One thing that I'm not going to advise you to do is build them. Don't build a man. As a woman, I won't advise you to build a man. I would advise you to say that if he falls on the ground and he have got the potential of picking himself up, bear with him while he's picking himself up. Ne? Don't build him and become a man. No, he will pick himself up. Ne? You know, because now when you leave somebody and then they get a job later and then you want to come back, it's just, you know, I don't want to judge you. I don't want to judge women that does this, that leaves people because they are losing their job or life happens to them. Life can happen to anybody. I don't want to judge them. But what I'm telling you is that I'm not telling you to walk around dating people that are not doing anything with their life. No. Fall in love with people that you know you can grow, the ones that you can grow with, the ones that you can build with, the one that you can, you know, have a future with. But if life happens to them and then they lose their job, I'm not going to advise you to drop them. No, I'm going to advise you to say that no, bear with them while they are picking themselves up. I'm not going to advise you to build them. No, focus on building yourself. Give them assistance where they need assistance. Give them assistance where they need assistance. Like in my case, it was different because when my boyfriend then got his pension, he gave it to me. He gave me everything. And then it was easier for me to cater for his rent during those moments when he was away. It was easier to say, no, it's okay. I'm not going to move in with you, but I will cater for your rent. I will pay for your rent. I will have your money put on the side very well. And I really took care of him until he got a job again. Because he gave me money and I was also just being human. No. So where you can, depending on how they are, but also if you are a man and you know you've lost your job and you are getting that payment and your woman is good, if you know you are not as okay with money, I'm not saying give her the money like I got. I'm not going to tell you to do that because I don't know how I got that money neither. But luckily, I didn't let him down. But I think it depends on what type of a woman you have in your life. Ne? Can you trust her enough to take care of you or not? I mean, make your own decision as a man. I wouldn't tell a man to give me his money, but if he gives me his money, I'll make sure that I don't disappoint him. That's only human. I think we all know who we are dealing with, man. Deep down inside our hearts, we know who are we dealing with in our lives. Yeah? So my advice to you is that don't let each other down just because they lose jobs. And also as women with kids, these guys, I was even talking to a guy yesterday. These guys, they don't want women with children. The number that wants women with children, they are slim. So they will play with you. I came with the guy that I went with yesterday. He was telling me a story to say, you women. Now, this what of mine, she left a marriage and now she ended up dating a man and then she got a child. Now that guy went back to his wife and she didn't know the guy was married. I'm like, And then this guy don't want people with kids. Let us register it in our brains. And also, I think I need to make a video on these ones, the small ones, even with these small boys, when we grow up. Let me say, for instance, me now, if me and my hubby divorces or separates, yeah, God forbid, but if we find ourselves there, we separate and I'm big. Let me say, I'm now going to my 40s. No, let me say, for instance, we hanging, we separate, and I'm in my 40 something, going to my 50. We are not. I'm a divorced lady, And then I start dating a boy that is 30 years old or 20 something years old. Trust and believe that guy does not love me. He did. For women that are dating small boys, these people don't love you. They love the fact that you're looking after them, because they don't love us. So I would still underline one thing. If a man loves you, there are those men that are really, they love you, but they just go on the ground a little bit. Bear with them. That is life. Life is not perfect. Do not let social media put pressure on you. Do not let people put pressure on you just because. Make your own decisions. Know what you are capable of. You know yourself. Don't let social media put pressure on you to say, leave him. You are dating a man who's not working. The life happens to a person. What do you want me to do? Leave them? You want them to suffer? Then we are making a world not a better place. There is not. We are human beings before we are employees. We are human beings. I think it comes down to our hearts. Let us be human. And also, irregardless of when a man loses his job or not, he still remains a man. I need to put that out there, that he still remains a man. If he makes, normal manly mistakes, just the same way you were going to forgive him if he had a job, give him a chance. I'm talking about those ones. But if you know I cannot handle this completely, move. But don't leave because a person lost their job. Leave because a person is making mistakes. Yes, please. And dear mothers, don't quote me wrong. Don't quote me wrong that I want you to be in toxic relationships, because I think there are no other people that would love you out there. Don't quote me wrong. If it's toxic, move. But just know that where you are moving to, be a little bit more careful. Because those niggas, it's either they just want to pass by, chop and go. There are those ones that are serious. But most of these guys, you can even just start talking to them randomly and say, would you prefer a person with a child or not with a child? Most of these guys, they don't want people with children. Men know what they want. Men love themselves. It's just the sad reality, whether we want to hear it or not. That's what I'm picking up, because I keep talking to these guys. I talk now. I don't know them, so I just ask them questions. We talk. And then I ask questions that I want. If I'm just in my brain, I'm just having questions I would ask, and then I'll see how they reason. Would you rather, have a baby with it? There was even one that is talking a whole lot of crap to say that, if it comes to even those ones with C-sections, no. If maybe it's natural birth, much better. But if these ones that are cut with scars, they men talk, man. And I also realized that when men goes out like to bars and stuff, these guys discuss us. They discuss us. They discuss wisdom. They talk about relationships. While us, on the other hand, we don't talk about these things. It's like we're just out in our corners. We are choosing friends wisely. And they even want you, the ones that don't go out, because you're glued. You are not so exposed to so many information or to so much information. So if I'm to advise you, let me not make this long. If I'm to advise you, I would advise you and I would tell you that please, don't leave one another just because life happens to you. Those are moments that defines a relationship. Are we gonna be able? Imagine you are dumping somebody because they're not working now as a boyfriend. What would have happened? What would happen to you when that person loses their job and they're your husband? Would you divorce? Those are the moments that might test a relationship. To say that, okay, fine, if this happens, can we still move on as a couple? If this happens to you, can we still move on as a couple? Can we still find ourselves, don't leave one another just because life happened to you. Be each other's strength. That is what a relationship is for. Be there for one another through the bad times, through the good times. But encourage one another also. What I am not in support of is a person losing your job and then you sit around doing nothing. That one I'm not in support of. But if you go on the ground, try to do something, anything. As a man also, I would advise you anything, for as long as you are bringing bread on the table. For as long as you are bringing bread on the table, for as long as you are still leading, for as long as you can still come home with plastics of bread and meat and vegetables, you are still providing. For as long as you do not lose it, for as long as you are still leaving your home, for as long as you are still a provider, for as long as you are still taking care, do anything. Even if it means you're just going out to get a taxi somewhere and then you start driving, do something. Do something. Just find anything. For as long as, even if it means you are leaving your place, you go and clean, you get some hundreds of dollars, do something. Money or taking care of your family does not have colors to say what type of a job were you doing before you got this money. Money is money. Just not the evil way. The evil way is not good, where you are selling your souls just because you are under pressure to be providing. No, don't do that. You are also important, and your soul is as well important, and you must also look after yourself. I don't want to make this very long, but that was it. Just a little bit to say something on women dumping men because they lose their jobs. I think we must do better. Let us stop hating men. And I also realized that the way we are treating men is men where we are right now, relationship wise, this world is messed up. It's messed up because we are not respecting relationships. We are not respecting marriages, all of us. Women are slave queens. Women are becoming side chicks. Women are becoming what? Women are becoming, you don't provide, I'm not interested. Real love is not there. And men are now treating us like objects. Like, it's not love anyways, for as long as I'm able to provide. It's like I'm buying. I give you money. It's an exchange of. I think all of us, we are in a mess, and I think all of us are contributing in this mess. We need to go back to the drawing board, all of us. And also I think men started cheating too much, and women started also like, okay, so you are playing. Let us play the game and let us see who is gonna win. Now it's just a whole mess. Women are cheating on men, men are cheating on women. It's just a whole mess. Everyone is hurt, everyone is bleeding on people that did not cut them. Everyone, you just don't know what's happening. But anyways, yeah, there we are now. There we are now. I think all of us need to go back to the drawing board and do things better. Let us stop hating one another, man, because of things that can happen to anybody and everybody. for a poor guy to come crying and crying and crying to have you back. Imagine I lose my job and now I have to lose the mother of my kids. And now I have to lose my kids in my brain. It's just too much. For the other one to come crying, 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 but you don't care because you are a whole teacher. Who can hold the kids while he's getting the job, you know? Let us not do each other bad, guys. Ne? Let us not do each other bad. It's not nice. For as much as we women are crying that men are hating us, we are also hating men. I want to be fair enough. We are also hating men. We have sons, guys, and we want all of us to be fair. Ne? We have sons. We are the mothers of these sons. And if we are the ones complaining that men are not loving us correctly, it is also our responsibility to teach our kids how to love the next girl or the next women of the next generation correctly. Okay, that's it from me, Hilma Daniel. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.